All right, let's just briefly talk about regions of the body. So in, I think it's chapter 1 of your textbook, it names some regions, but there's not really good definitions of those names. So if it's something like thorax or pelvis or abdomen, you should look up how those regions are defined, and Wikipedia will be a good source of that, right? So in general, we have the thorax here, and the abdomen, and the pelvis. And the thorax is the region of the trunk that is above the diaphragm or superior to the diaphragm. Okay, so the diaphragm is a skeletal muscle that's moved off my body wall and divides my trunk into an upper and lower part. All right, and the thorax includes the wall of the thorax, and it includes organs such as the heart and the esophagus and the lungs. The abdomen is the region of the trunk superior to the pelvis. Here's my pelvis, and inferior to my thorax. So this is the abdomen here. The roof of the abdomen is the diaphragm. I should say that the floor of the thorax is the diaphragm. There is no floor of the abdomen. The space in the abdominal cavity just moves right down into the pelvis. Okay. The side walls of the abdomen are, of course, the body wall here, and posteriorly. And abdominal organs include things like the stomach, the intestines, the small intestine, the large intestine. The large intestine is also known as the colon. The kidneys are on the posterior wall of the abdomen. The spleen, the pancreas, the liver. Okay, the pelvis is really why I wanted to make this video, because the pelvis is a small space. It's about the size of a little cereal bowl, right? So it's like this big, right? And it's located essentially, find the bone right here, all right? That's the pubic bone. Now just put a little bowl-shaped depression right there underneath it. That's the pelvis, all right? So our pelvic bone includes the ilium, which is right here. Here's the superior surface of my pelvic bone. So you might think this whole area is the pelvis, but it's not. The pelvis is really that part of the trunk that's below the belt. Okay? The floor of the pelvis is a muscular wall, and there is no ceiling to the pelvis. It's just pelvic. If you're in the pelvic cavity, you can move right up into the abdomen. Okay? And pelvic organs include the rectum, which is the final part of the gut, the urinary bladder, which is where we store urine, and the ovary and uterus, if you're female.